Hi, this is John Anderson and you're watching Porto Lisbon Jovem.
John, what's it like coming back to Lisbon?
Actually, it's really cool because the last time we were here was at the end of a tour last year, and we didn't play here. The show got cancelled because of the European Cup, and the promoter decided. But our tickets for me and Jane were from uh, Los Angeles to New York to London, eventually Portugal. So we had to come. So we had a holiday for 4 days, and it was great. So it's nice to come back. And we had a good time with Yes a few years ago. So it's good to be here. Harmony will always bring you to the center of your heart.
What is this solo tour about?
I think it's just the idea of being able to make music just myself. If you're going to be solo, it's best to be by yourself. And I'm using MIDI guitar. So it's very interesting because the MIDI guitar has got better over the years. And I create some sounds just with the guitar and some pedals, foot pedals. In fact, I explain it to the audience. I feel like I'm doing a workshop every night. That's why it's called Tour in Progress, I think it's called. Something like that.
Work in progress.
Work in progress, that's it. And because it's developing every night, every show. And that's where I am at the moment, you know. It's good fun. All in all, the very essence of the wonder that is you. It's a physical wonder.
Are you planning on doing a version of Close to the Edge just by yourself?
Well, actually, I do something on the piano. I had an accident a few years ago, 3 years ago. I broke my back, and so I had to spend a lot of time at the piano because I couldn't do anything else. And I started singing at the piano for the first time, and I started singing parts of Close to the Edge and parts of Topographic Ocean, and I thought, hey, this is kind of cool. But the chords aren't the same. They're just, random chords. But then I write songs around it. So the show that I'm doing tonight will have a little bit of Close to the Edge, a little bit of revealing from Topographic. I just play little bits. So that's a good experience to be able to, I suppose, exercise the songs that never got played by Yes from the second part of Topographic, or songs from way back. I can just sing them at the piano, and it's kind of fun, Harmony will always bring you to the center of your soul. All in all, the very essence of the wonder that is you. It's a physical wonder.
You seem to be constantly touring. Who do you bring along when you tour, even by yourself, like this time?
Just me. There's me and my wife Jane and two guys. We have a tour manager who keeps getting lost, and
That's not a good sign.
not a good sign. But he's my best friend. He's my buddy, Paul, and then I have a tech who does all the equipment, and we use actual screen and a projection of animation, stuff like that, just to go along with the music. That's what basically the DVD that's going to be available soon is me doing this show, and then next year I'll do another one, and I want to do one every couple of years for the next 10 years, and just to keep me out of trouble.
begin the sun, how the constellation moves in everyone. How many times do we negotiate?
But it's all based on sacred architecture, sacred information of the golden mean. I don't know if you know about the golden mean.
Not really.
Well, the golden mean is this geometry, sacred geometry. You can actually go online, and if you just put in the golden mean, you get all this information about it on the internet. And it's all about how we don't know much about life really, but it's you know, it's part of what I enjoy doing, is making music about stuff that people don't know much about, that I'm learning about. You see, that's what I do.
So we'll urge we'll urge our users to go online and check out the golden mean.
Go on online, golden mean, and you'll find out a lot of information. Believe me. Yeah, it's true. And you can go online and type in the crystal skulls. Very interesting. Very interesting.
How many times do we just contemplate what is happening to us?
Most people as they're getting older lose their higher pitched tones and gain some lower tones. You seem to keep getting better. I mean, and not lose your higher tones. Do you have any special care with your voice, or is it just, you know, natural?
I think because I didn't do any real screaming, I didn't do rock and roll, I would always try to sing. And you know, sometimes I lost my voice on tour, but I was always careful not to injure my voice. So I feel very lucky, and I just go up on stage and then it happens, you know. So I feel very fortunate. And I don't smoke, or, you know, I used to smoke too much, but now I don't smoke. And you know, I just meditate before the show, and I'm very lucky. I get up on stage and I sing, and it's good.
How many freedoms did we sacrifice till we stand alone? And here we are again. Woo. Only if you really want to see it through. Only if you really want to see it through.
Yes, we're always a band with big plans. What do you have planned for next?
With Yes, it's kind of, we're going through that time where we were all going along a road in the same bus, and then somebody said, let's go that way, and somebody said, let's go that way, and somebody said, let's go this way, and we all looked in different directions again. It happens every 8 years for some reason, and this is the third time it's happened for me, and I just felt we must all agree on the road, or we shouldn't be doing anything, because music is too important. Of course you can say, well, let's just make some money, and you say, yeah, but okay, but it wouldn't be fun. It'll just be the wrong progression, you know. So let's have a break for a couple of years again, maybe 2 or 3 years, and then we'll do something else. So I always, you know, we're brothers. Sometimes we totally love each other, especially when we're on stage, of course. And off stage, we're not, you know, we have our ups and downs like normal people. But you always hope to do something again, of course.
Intuition, got a world inside of me now. Stand still, get in my thoughts. Intuition, got a world inside of me now. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Surprisingly, I've seen Yes being called the worst band ever by some British media. How do you react to this? They obviously don't know what you're talking about, but well,
Well, the classic line that I used to say is I don't make music for critics. I make music for myself, and I make music for people that I hope like what we do. Critics are critics. Sometimes they love you, sometimes they don't. It depends what side of the bed they got off in the morning. And they get up in the morning and they don't feel so happy, then they'll go and bash somebody up on the, get them, oh, these terrible, they're terrible, blah, blah, blah. And you know, you just gotta live with it, you know.
Long distance, run around. Long time, waiting to feel the sound. I still remember the dream there. I still remember the time you said goodbye.
but it's awkward because it's so obviously intricate, and I mean, Yes music and your music, you know, it's just so obviously intricate, and I don't know. I mean, it seems like there's some, there's obviously some ground to it, even for someone who doesn't know music. I mean.
Yeah, sometimes you think, well, you know, the classic line is that I think half of what Yes has done is great and half isn't. It's a very, that was this great comedian, I can't remember his name though, he said, he was asked, what, you know, what do you think of your work? He said, well, half of it's really great, but half of it wasn't. And I think that's what it is. Life is like that, you know. Half of what we did was great and half wasn't. And you just say, you know, you take your criticism, you know. But I always say to my tour manager, if you got any reviews of the show, make sure you just give me the good ones. That's all I want to read. Because I know when I'm bad, you know.
People really tell lies, let them in the sunshine. People really count to 100.
Any new artists you enjoy, especially rock artists? Any new bands out there?
I haven't heard so much, but the last album that I bought was Outcast. It was amazing. It really was. And
Best guys are.
yeah, you know, obviously the ones that make a big shock, you know, really fantastic. And I can't remember the bands. It reminds me of the 60s now, the music, for some reason. They look like the 60s and they sound like the 60s bands, and they look like them on TV, you know. It's very funny. It's okay. It's just a giant cycle of energy, you know. But there are always very interesting musicians out there doing very new stuff in modern electronic music, and I like trance music, and I like the music they use for X Games. You know, very garage band, you know, wild young kids. I love that.
Cold summer, listening. Hot color, melting the anger to stone. I still remember the dream there. I still remember